I bought it when it came out because I just watched the video of it and I really liked just the art style of it and the presentation. And so I bought it, really not knowing much about it. And I've been pretty hooked on it since. I played like, 30 hours, I don't know, more.
You talk about it a lot.
I talk about it a lot. And Mrs. Chibi's sick of hearing about it, about my runs. If you know what an extraction shooter, it's like Helldivers, except you have like a stash of equipment, and when you bring that equipment into the game and die, you lose it. Or anything you find in game, if you die and don't extract with it, you lose it. So forever. You get one, depending on your loadout type, you can have like 1 or 2 safe pockets. So if you die, you can keep those items, but they're not weapons. It would be like something something small. It's your butthole. You can fit 1 or 2 items up your butthole and bring that back to your stash if you die.
That's realistic.
It's realistic, but it creates an incredible amount of tension. It's doing all the psychological tricks that Battle Royale has, and then a little more, some new ones like losing all your shit when you die in game, basically. And in addition to that, it's player versus everyone. So there's all these robots around, and they'll attack on sight. And the other players, you don't need to attack. It's not like Battle Royale, while it's like somebody left standing. The game's over in 30 minutes, whether you extract or not. So you don't have to kill the other players. And a big part of the game is, if you have a headset, maybe convincing players not to shoot you, or spamming the, using the emote system, like don't shoot. And that also creates tension because you don't know if this person's going to be friendly, or at any time. There's no penalty or bonus for like being friendly, really. Or for killing people, you get experience, but it's just a part of the game. So it makes it really interesting and very stressful. Like when I play Battle Royale games now, I don't get that kick that I had when I first started playing PUBG. And like getting, when you first started playing Fortnite, Wombat, your hands probably got like sweaty and stuff when you get down to like the final 5 or whatever. You probably don't have that anymore, right? It's like drugs. Like you need your tolerance goes up. You need a new thing, a new hit. And this game creates a lot of tension, and that is like the new hit. And the fear of losing your items. So I've been enjoying it so far. Even though clearly it's like taking advantage of these psychological tricks. But the game is really well done. Like beyond just those tricks, I really love the look of the game, and the sound design is probably like one of the best ever, because it really is part of the gameplay also. Like, I don't know. It's just really cool. Watch some videos on it. I recommend it.
And it's only $40, right?
It's only $40. This is like a game as a service, basically, where it's trying to be your forever game. You still level up your character and have a skill tree, and earn experience when you play. So it's a little different than maybe a traditional Battle Royale type game. Maybe Helldivers doesn't have a skill tree, right? No,
it does. It has the pseudo season pass thing that it comes with,
right?
Where you get all those you get better weapons. It also has, you can't unlock a mech suit until you get to level 25. So it has that kind of progression as well.
Right.
So there's definite progression in Helldivers.
Right. It's done differently in this game.
Yeah.
The other thing is that the AI of the enemy, and when I say AI, I mean like traditional video game. I don't know if it uses the evil AI that we're all supposed to hate now, or gaming AI that we talked about since 1980. But it's fucking really good. And you're fighting a lot of the enemies, the robot enemies, are drones. And I don't know, I'm not used to playing a video game where I'm on the ground and and I'm looking at the sky a lot as as a person with a gun.
Mm-hmm.
It's very unusual. And you have to be constantly looking up at the sky because these drones, they're smart.
It sounds terrible.
It's not terrible. It's just you have to be careful. And that creates sort of a new experience, at least for me, because I played a little of Escape from Tarkov, but it was too difficult. It was too hard to approach. This is easier, and people are more helpful in game. I find that when I play solo, people are not like shooting me on sight for the most part. They're willing to like, they're looking for their own thing. They want to loot and stuff. Anyway, I really like it. I think you guys should check it out. You guys, Wombat and Shipwreck, and also you guys, the audience. You could play with Mrs. Shipwreck and play duos together. It's pretty fun. Might you get a little sweaty?
I don't know. I don't know if it's my thing or not.
I don't know either. You have to try it. It's the type, it's weird. Like, I'll be sitting on the menu screen, like looking at my loadout and just like waiting, because when I push play, I know it's going to be like tense. And it's like, I'm hesitant in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not rushing just to like get into the next round. It's like, this is like special. It feels special every time. There it is. Anyway, the big news item this week was Arc Raiders, came out. It was getting great reviews. And then the Eurogamer review came out. And the review was like really positive until you get to the end where the critic talks about how the game uses AI to generate voices for the non-player characters, and then gives the game a 2 out of 5 stars review score. And so there's a lot of questions to ask. Of course, Tim Sweeney didn't like it. Tim Sweeney.
I see that comment. Political opinion should go into op-eds, folks. A review is an op-ed.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. 100%. And yes, that he's, I don't know.
He's like, wrong.
He's wrong.
Yeah.
In fact, like, in my opinion, like, it's totally fine. Like, his review is fine, except for the score. I feel like the score is like a punishment for something that he disagrees with personally, and it doesn't line up with the rest of his game review. When you read the review, it's really positive, and then just basically says, oh, the game is about robots fighting humans, and now the game developers are using robots to make voices, and that's ruins the game, and so 2 out of 5. And to me, it's just like, I don't know, it's like it sets a standard for, at least for that publication and that reviewer. Like, okay, so now like every game that uses AI is going to have to get like points deducted, or
maybe. I don't know,
or just games that have robots in them.
I think it comes down to the explanation of the AI that's used and who's using it and what, yeah, and I'm missing the words. And
we need AI.
Yeah, I need AI.
Just type it in.
Mm-hmm. And who permitted the usage of it?
No, it's all fine. Like they hired voice actors. They paid them so they could use their likeness through AI. The idea is like, there's so many different items in the game that you can ping. Like what's the Apex Legends has like a really robust ping system. I forgot what was the one that started it all. It was like Titanfall. Was it Titanfall? That like made like a dedicated ping button. So this game has that too, and so you can ping specific items, and so it uses this. And there's so many fucking items in the game, and they're always adding new ones. So they wanted to have an easy way so that when you ping an item, it's using the AI to generate your character's voice to say like, oh, I need whatever.
Yeah, and I would say the people who. The voiceover people were aware of that's how their voices were going.
Definitely, they got paid for it. It's in the contract.
Exactly. If that's what they signed up for and that's what they're using it for, I don't think it's inherently wrong. It's maybe a little icky.
Well, let me ask you this though: forget about whether it's wrong or whether you think it's wrong or whatever. Like, is it right to have it affect the review score? I mean, I think it's totally fine to like
I
say
think it
all
should
these
only
concerns.
Affect the reviews. Like if this was Shipwreck's baseball card game,
right?
And they generated all the cards using AI art, using stolen assets, then you give the game 1 star because they used AI in a non-above board way. if you're going to use this in a way that where all parties involved are aware and you're not stealing any assets, I think that is a different thing. And I think it does show a lack of understanding of what AI is, and maybe even a lack of understanding on the team at Arc Readers. And maybe they shouldn't have said they used AI to generate speech. Maybe they should have just said we used computer predictive generated speech, some
Dude,
sort of other fancy language.
First of all, you bring up a good point, because now going forward, no studio is going to answer these questions going forward. Now that they see that this like directly affects their pocket, right? Because a lot of developers, the deals, you know, they get paid based on the Metacritic scores. So now, like, you're hurting their fucking livelihood. And of course, you know, the review scores affect the overall sales as well. So it's like, obviously the studios are going to be media trained now to not answer any question about their development. They're just going to say now, we don't answer questions about our development tools, because it's too much at stake here. Like, these guys are working on this game for 6 fucking years, and it's getting great reviews all around. And then one publication is like, we're going to give you like 2 out of, like, what game gets 2 out of 5 now? Like, games that don't work, basically. Most games are getting 7s. Like, a shitty game now gets a 6, basically. And this is like this is like, you know, a punishment, or, you know, for something that the critic doesn't agree with. And I think it just sets a really weird standard that you have to maintain as the publication or as the critic. Otherwise, like, what are we doing? Like, and how are these guys going to even get review copies of games anymore? Like, everyone's going to be using some sort of AI. Not everyone, but every big fucking game that's taking years and hundreds of people to make is going to be using some sort of AI. Something. But
what is some sort of AI?
Who gives it? I mean, like, right. As long as you're not stealing stuff, you know, they're going to get, they have to protect themselves when making the game. So they're going to cover their ass and make sure they're not stealing stuff, especially something big.
Well,
not talking about trading cards.
Easier said than done. I mean, this sounds more like what Arc Raiders did. Is more, they had these voices. They put the voices in a program to generate.
Correct.
To generate speech.
Correct.
Which is a lot different than really art assets.
Okay.
It's a lot, because with art assets, it's not always intentional, because they're plugging it into a machine and they're saying, you know, we need brick houses, and they don't know that one of them is gonna, you know, wind up being a brick house from Ghostbusters or whatever the hell it, you know, whatever pops up. Like, they may not even notice that it's there or that the AI did that. And I think that's where it could be trickier. But at what point, you know, where's the line? Do we need to stop it now with this before it gets to that stolen Ghostbuster house? Or do you just wait for that to happen and be like, hey, told you this was going to happen? And now we have Call of Duty, and you can see the Ghostbusters, the firehouse in the background.
If someone's assets are getting stolen and put into a major video game or even a minor video game, they're going to get fucking sued. Or at least, you know, a letter telling them to remove the assets.
But that sometimes isn't even enough. Like, yes, maybe they get sued, but they get sued, and if it's a game that sold well, does it matter? Maybe it was worth it.
I just feel like I want to talk about this case specifically just because, I mean, look, I got no stake in AI. I got no stake in Arc Raiders other than I play it. It's just, I find it interesting that, you know, like, this major publication thought that this was like a reasonable thing to do, like to dock a game points because it used text to speech to generate something that basically it was either like going to do this or not have it in the game, right? Like, they're you know, like, what are you going to do? You're going to generate, like, you're going to send these guys back into the studio like every week to record new items. Like, that's not really sustainable. And
AI is a tainted term, and they should have called it something else.
Definitely. And that's why we're going to see like media training now in all these studios. They're just not going to answer these questions. There's too much at stake. And like, I know, Wombat, you've said this in the past, like, the coverage of video games is not real journalism. It's like consumer product coverage, right? And so the people who make the products are only going to give access to the media that benefits them, right? And as soon as it starts hurting them, like it has in this case, they're going to cut that access off. At least to a degree, and in this instance, like not answer those questions, or just lie, just say, at the end of the day, like what are AI tools? They're always going to be evolving, and like, I don't know. Do I really care how the sausage is made? If the game is good, like if I felt like this game is obviously very successful despite it using these AI tools. Like, I don't know. Like, do I care? Don't I just want the games to be good at the end of the day? There's so few games now. There's so many games that come out every year. And such a small percentage of those games are great or like not derivative, right? Or like bring you a new experience that makes you feel a new way. Like, are we really going to be making like rules now? I don't know.
Are you still talking about it?
Yeah, I've just been thinking about it a lot. I don't know why. Way too much.
Again, it really just comes. It's comes down to two things: explaining what you're doing in a way that makes sense. Having a loud
They
dog.
did it though.
Also...
I think they did it like an okay job of explaining it.
You don't need to explain it.
Right, you don't explain it. You just
or
say you don't answer the question.
No. But the only problem with explaining or not explaining is if. Assuming you didn't, that's loud. Assuming you didn't use stolen assets. Like if you use assets that were stolen assets and you get caught.
No, I get it. That's not this.
Then it's a different thing.
Yeah, I got it. But no one's talking about that. We're just talking. We're talking about like tools to make something that would not exist.
Yeah, then I would never open my mouth about it. Just don't open your mouth about it.
Who's gonna like? How's this guy going to review more games for Eurogamer? Like, who's going to give them games to review?
I don't know. It's not my problem.
It's not my problem either. I'm just trying to figure out, like, what the next...
That's not my problem.
By the way, great for Eurogamer in that this review got probably more clicks than...
Seriously.
Yeah, like, the fucking tweet had, like, 3 million views. So, like, is this, like, virtual signaling? Virtue signaling. I'm getting virtual fighter. Virtue signaling,
virtual signaling.
Virtual signaling 6. And like, yeah, we all love the environment and we all like want people to have jobs and stuff. Like we're all for those. We're all for like good things and against bad things. Are we just like are we just looking for things to complain about now? I feel like, and also like to our advantage. Also, like when we complain about them and make like a really low score, we know we're going to drive so much traffic to our review and our site. Like, I don't know. It all seems like bullshit, basically. Anyway,